Well, hi! Welcome back to Elden Ring. Last time... Sorry, I'm collecting all my stuff. Last time, we left off on quite a big realization, quite a big moment. We were fighting against a revived Radahn, because inside of this DLC, we have been following in Miquella's footsteps as he slowly made his way to the Gate of Divinity, where he resurrected Radahn using Mohg's corpse in order to ascend to godhood. This is copying the exact thing that Malenia did, and while we were learning that, I had the realization that he was copying Malenia, and after that stream, I reread some things. I reread some of the items that we found throughout our journey, and I had some things confirmed for me. So I want to go down and I want to talk about some of that stuff that I've now had confirmed for me. We also have some other cleanup around that we have to do. We've missed 4 bosses, 2 of which we've seen. I just forgot about them and didn't go back. So I want to go back and fight those. But let's talk about some of the realizations that I've made and what that realization did for me to make it so that I now feel as though I fully understand what's happening in this DLC. I now understand the actual story of what this DLC is presenting. To do that, I have to press this button, and then I'm going to bring you over here. Now, the first mystery that we had was Mesmer, right? Mesmer was a big question mark, and more importantly, it was...
I've been released from my prison.
And more importantly, it was... I'm now pausing those so that I can have a train of thought. Thank you for reminding me to keep those off so that I could have a train of thought. So we had the realization... dang it, now you lose it. It's off now. Mesmer is Marika's son, right? Mesmer is Marika's child. That is confirmed. We know that for a 100% fact. We didn't know what... We didn't know when that happened. And we didn't... And it also mentioned that he had a younger sister. But we didn't know who that was. For the whole game, we've been theorizing that Melena, there it is. That Melena, our finger maiden, the person that has been following us throughout this journey, and gave us our horse Torrent at the beginning. We had a theory that she was Marika's child. I now believe that is confirmed. It just wasn't said directly. It wasn't directly stated to us that Melena was Marika's child at any point, but I think that it is 100% confirmed. Here is why I'm going. Here's why I believe that. Right. So this is the original dialogue that we got. It was on the symbol that we used to burn the ceiling tree after we beat the centipede boss. I don't think we have it anymore, but it's okay. I have a screenshot of the description right here. At the bottom, it says Mesmer, much like his younger sister, bore a vision of fire. That gives us a confirmation of 2 things. 1, that Mesmer has a younger sister, as we have addressed, and 2, that she bore a vision of fire. That means that she has a connection with fire. Who has a connection with fire? Melena, right? Beyond that, we look at some of Melena's dialogue that we've heard. She says that her mother gave her the purpose of being a finger maiden. Her mother gave her we will get to the fire giant. The fire giant is related. We will get there. So she said that her purpose was given to her by her mother inside of the Erdtree. Inside of the Erdtree. Very notable. Who's inside of the Erdtree? We know that Marika is inside of the Erdtree right now. We know that. We went up to the thorns. We have to burn the thorns in order to get inside of the Erdtree. We know that Marika is inside of the Erdtree. In turn, my mother inside of the Erdtree, that definitely points to Marika, but it's not a 100%, right? That alone is not enough evidence, right? These two things of being tied to fire and a reference to being inside of the Erdtree is not a confirmation, right? That is not enough to go by. Just like the butterflies that we'll talk about more in a second, the butterflies existing where there is a fiery butterfly when every single other butterfly is tied to one of the one of the 3 children born of Radahn and Marika. The 3 other children have a butterfly tied to them, right? The black firefly is Mesmer, the Aeonian butterfly is Millennia, and the nascent butterfly is Miquella. There was a 4th one that was just the fire butterfly. That wasn't tied to anybody. We didn't know that, right? So that was what gave me the original theory that Melina was the child of Marika and Radahn. But again, these 2 instances of evidence are not enough to confirm. We move on to another dialogue. Melina says, the reason for which I live, burned and bodiless. This is confirming that she knows the reason that she lives is related to fire, a vision of fire burning the Erdtree burned and bodiless. To the flame of ruin far above the clouds upon the snowy mountaintops of the giants, then I can set the Erdtree aflame and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord. So she knows that she needs to burn the Erdtree. She has a vision of fire. If all of that doesn't confirm to you that she is a child, I point to you that this little thing that I wrote right here, there are only 2 other demigods that are female. Ranni and Millennia. Neither of them have anything to do with fire at all whatsoever. At all. And one of them, Ranni, is not Marika's child. She's Radagon's child. So for it to be Mesmer's younger sister, it can only mean other than Melina for it to be Millennia. But she has nothing to do with fire at all whatsoever. So that leads me to believe that it has to be Melina. And while it isn't confirmed in words with the game, while they don't blatantly say Melina is the child of Marika, they never blatantly say that, I feel as though, based on this evidence, that it is 100% confirmed that she is Marika's child, excuse me. So, now we know that Marika and Radahn had 4 children. In this order, Mesmer, Melina, almost fuck it up every time, Mesmer, Melina, Millennia, and Miquella at the same time. In that order. We know that. However, this doesn't tie up something else. This doesn't make sense of something else. How would it be possible for Mesmer to exist while having a... How would it make sense for Mesmer to be Marika and Radagon's child, and for it to be confirmed to be Marika and Radagon's child, and yet he is younger than Radahn, and yet he is older than Radahn. He's older than Melina. He's older than Marika, of Miquella and Millennia. There's so many M names, right? Like how could that exist? How could Mesmer be the child and yet exist inside of the Shadow Realm separate from everything else, and for no one else to talk about this Shadow Realm. Because the Shadow Realm existed before them. This area existed before them. How can any of that happen for Mesmer to be a child? Because what we know is that Marika married Godfrey first, and he was the first Elden Lord, and then Radahn second, and with Radahn he had, they had the children of Millennia and Miquella, right? We know that. That was the order of operations. However, what we do know, right, because what we do know, based on the process that Miquella is using to reach godhood, is, if we look here, I think I might still have the item. Hang on. Let's come over here and see if I still have the item to show you. If I don't, then that's fine. I think it'll be in here. I don't have it anymore. Take my word for it. We know that for Miquella to become a god, he needs someone to usher him into that godhood. To be in Marika's position, you need to have an Elden Lord. That's the whole reason we're doing anything in the game right now. You need to have an Elden Lord to rule over the area. You can't do it individually. That it isn't possible for you to do it individually. You need to have a Elden Lord. So, Miquella is marrying Radahn so that he can reach godhood and take over the lands between in Marika's place. But who was Marika's? Who was Marika's? Because it wasn't Godfrey. Godfrey doesn't know about all this. It wasn't Godfrey. So who could her lord have been? Well, there's more of what I'm about to say that I can talk about later, but I don't want to talk about it right now, so just keep a pin in a little bit of this, but we are going to talk about it a little bit. I was wrong about one important thing in relation to all of this, and it was, hang on, I'll pull it up. Because of the order of operations in which things happened, I was wrong about the fact that in this trailer, hang on. In this trailer, I theorized of the thing that Marika is opening right now is the lands between. But that can't be true because while this is happening, the area that we're in, this area, the Shadow of the Erdtree area, this zone was still part of the lands between. How do I zoom out? Help. This area was still part of the lands between. So this gate can't be a gate into the lands between because she's currently in the lands between while this is happening. This is before it was the Shadow Realm. It was just part of the world. So, I think what she's looking at between that gate is wherever the greater will is. The god that she follows. What she is peering through is a gateway to whatever the greater will is. And there is a confirmation of what I just said, because the area that we are at is the divine gate, the gate to divinity. You come here to ascend to godhood. Now, for some of you that have played the game before, or watched my previous playthrough, odds are you probably did the Ranni ending, and you've seen Ranni's ending of that quest line, and in turn, you might think that can't be right, because Ranni becomes a god, right? Ranni ascends to godhood, and becomes the Empyrean to take over Marika's place. We see that happen, in this ending, right? We're gonna skip ahead so that I'm not spoiling you insanely. If you look at this, right? Look at this gateway right here.
And
now look at this one. Notice how it's a black hole?
Under the wisdom of the moon
encompasses
all.
See how it's moving? It's not still? This is a gateway to a different divinity, a different outer god than the greater will. This isn't a gateway to the greater will. This is a different one. A gateway to the moon, to whatever that is from their perspective, right? This is a gateway to something else. So it's the same thing, but done in a different way, which means there are multiple ways to reach divinity. So instead of, from Miquella's perspective, right, what we did right there in that ending, and in any other ending that we could get, right, in any other ending, we collect the runes of the Elden Ring, and we use that to reach divinity. Miquella and Radahn don't have those runes. They don't have the greater runes that we have. They didn't go out and defeat all of these gods and get their runes in order to ascend. So they have to do it a different way. They can't do what we just did with Ranni in that ending. They can't ascend to become the Elden Lord like we are currently trying to do because they don't have those greater runes. So they have to do it a different way. The different way to do that is by going to the Divine Gate in order to gain, the a new, like, reforged version of the Elden Ring to take over the lands between. But I restate, if this is what Miquella is doing, if this is how Miquella gains godhood, and we know for a fact that Marika did the same thing, but there's no Elden Lord in sight here. There's no Elden Lord here, like there is currently Radahn. How does Marika open that gate in the same way that Miquella is trying to? There's two possibilities. Or rather, not two possibilities because they aren't separate. There's two things that we know, right? There are bodies everywhere. See all these bodies? Maybe it requires a great amount of souls to open that gate. For Miquella, maybe his version of that is his followers that we just killed. Maybe we just supplied him with the souls that he needs to open this gate. And that is the reason why he was luring Tarnished to him, was so that those people could be there, so that he could gain souls to open the gate. In the same way that there's a whole bunch of corpses right here. Because Miquella doesn't have that. So that's number one of how it is similar. Number two is that we have to rewind a little bit and talk more about Malenia's history of who Malenia is and Malenia's past, right? I want to point you to an item that we read and I completely forgot about. I brushed past it. Not really, I didn't brush past it. I read it at the time. I just didn't connect it because we didn't know the context in that moment, but we now know the context. This is one of the items that I read that made this all make so much more fucking sense. Right here, we got an item called the Tooth Whip, right? See this? It's called the Tooth Whip. On the Tooth Whip, it says specifically, as the wounds ripen, they grow inflamed and ooze pus. The flesh of shamans was said to meld harmoniously with others. The flesh of shamans was said to meld harmoniously with others. What have we witnessed in this DLC? Firstly, we know that where Marika was from, her first steps, as they call it, was in the shaman village. Marika was a shaman. Marika was a shaman. She was from the shaman village. When we went there, there were no shamans left. Just a lock of Marika's hair from when she came here after she left long ago. Marika was a shaman. What else did we witness in this DLC? We noticed the Jarmen, as Jenny points out. How do you... If the shaman are the way that you meld flesh, then they're needed for that jar ritual that they use to punish criminals. So why does Marika hate the horn scent? Why does she hate these people with horns? Because they stole people away from her village, put them in jars to meld with criminals. They kidnapped people away from her village, her parents, her grandmother that we have confirmed. They stole them away to make them meld. This doesn't answer the question, however, of who Marika married in order to open the Divine Gate. This doesn't answer the question of who her consort was. Who is her Radahn? This doesn't answer that question. I would like to present to you a little bit of information that we gained from the main game of Elden Ring. This is information that we've had for hundreds of hours at this point. Hundreds. Inside of these items, we gained something that mentions... I'll find it. Hang on. Okay, I lied to you. We actually haven't found this yet because we are right before the boss where we get it from. But just trust me, we played this game before. This is the second playthrough. It doesn't matter. This is a weapon later in the game. We don't need to pay attention to the weapon and what it says. All we need to pay attention to is this line right here. Every giant is red of hair, and Radahn was said to have despised his own red locks. Perhaps that was a curse of their kind. Radahn, we know, is Marika. But not only does it just now reference that Radahn is a giant, but it references his red locks. Why does Radahn have red hair? Why does Radahn referenced here as a giant? Well, earlier in the DLC, we interacted with a character named the Horn Scent. He was named after his race for some reason. One of the Horn Scent's dialogue references a betrayal. It references a betrayal that Marika does. What is that betrayal? Right? What would that betrayal be? It says, by Marika long betrayed, set aflame. What is that betrayal that he's referencing? In this DLC, we witness Miquella take Radahn's soul and put it inside of Mohg in order to revive Mohg. Radahn is part of Marika. Radahn is basically inside of Marika, and by splitting her soul in two, Marika and Radahn exist. They can't exist within the same body, but they both exist all the same. They are two separate entities that both exist of the same person. So, I believe that this body right here, that she that she fucking sticks her hand into, is a leader of the Horn Scent. Is a member of this Horn Scent people that we've witnessed in this DLC. I believe that Marika took Radagon's soul and put it inside of the Horn Scent leader of a Horn Scent leader, maybe not the Horn Scent leader, but a Horn Scent leader. Put his soul inside of a Horn Scent leader, and that is Radagon's body. Because we also know that Marika and Radahn existed in two separate places at the same time. Radahn was married to Rennala while Marika was still running the land, the kingdom. So, I believe that Marika took half of her soul and put it inside of a horn cent and had that be her Elden Lord that she then used to have a consort in order to ascend. And the betrayal that the horn cent, the character, is referencing throughout the game is referencing her killing a horn cent leader, probably a giant, in order to create Radahn and give Radahn a body so that she could marry Radahn and ascend to the throne. So while Godfrey is the Elden Lord, is the first Elden Lord in title, in reality, Radahn was the first Elden Lord in title, but then was hidden away immediately after all of this because she then later completely shadowed over this land and called it the Shadow Realm and basically spirited it away where now it doesn't exist. Now it doesn't exist in the world, and a reference to it being shadowed away and pushed away is that there is literally a veil over the entire world. The entire realm has a giant veil covering it. And this happened, this veil happened after she ascended. Which meant that before she became Queen Marika, before that happened, but after she reached godhood, right? So she's already a god, right? All of what I just said just happened. Radahn and her then had 2 children, which is Mesmer and Melina. Then she shunned off Radahn, made it so that never happened, made it so that nobody knew that happened, because that is like inbreeding of all inbreeding, right? That's as inbred as you get. She pushed that away because that is not okay amongst the greater will. The greater will does not view that as a good thing, right? So she hid the fact that happened. She hid this world. She hid it all and made it so that all of everything that just happened, and including the the methodology that she used to become a god, was also hidden, in turn increasing her divinity, because now no one knows how she became a god. No one knows that Radahn exists and that it is her. No one knows that she killed all of, that she killed the Horn Cent leader, or that she, after the fact, ordered Mesmer to go through and do a crusade, killing all of these people. No one knows that Mesmer exists because Mesmer is inside of the Shadow Realm, while she is making this veil that covers it up. She is making the veil that makes it so that none of this can be seen outside, and tricking Mesmer into being inside of here. She did all of this and hid it away so that nobody would know. And we know, hang on. And we know that this is totally Marika's MO, right? We get it. We know that it is Marika's MO because you can see right here, the fucking Mimic's veil says that hiding stuff away and hiding yourself and taking the form of another and so on and so forth is Marika's mischief. You see that? So we know that this is all in her MO to be a liar like this and to hide it all away. This is like, you get this item in super early in the game. This is achieved in Stormvale, where you fight Godric. There's so many, so to recap what I just said, to take that all in and to recap what I just said. Marika created Radahn, or rather Radahn maybe created himself. Regardless, Marika split her soul in twine. she took that soul and put it inside of a horn-sent leader that she killed in order to ascend to godhood. After she ascended to godhood, she had 2 children, Melina and Mesmer. Melina is confined to being just a spirit and doesn't have a physical form. Mesmer is born with the abyssal serpent. She then sends Mesmer here in order to burn away all of the people, right? To burn away the horn scent, and then hides a veil, or rather puts a veil over the entire world in order to hide away her sin that she just committed of not only inbreeding with herself, but killing the horn scent leader. And then she becomes the Marika that we know, marries Godfrey, is racist against anyone with horns, but for good reason, as we just learned, and now is inside of the Erdtree because she shattered the Elden Ring. So on and so forth, the rest of the story happens. Like, I learned all of this. I learned everything that I just said, everything that I just talked about, I learned because I realized that this isn't Miquella, that is Marika, because she's wearing fucking bracelets. All of this spawned because I noticed a bracelet that Miquella isn't wearing. This fucking bracelet brought on all this, because you can see right here in this fucking thumbnail, when you see Marika originally, that she's wearing those fucking bracelets. See it? So, all of that being separate from one thing that we achieved that I didn't understand in the moment. There's one more thing that I didn't understand in the moment. Near the end of our stream last time, I got an item that was this, the Outer God Heirloom, and I didn't understand what this meant. It says, the clan who lost everything in the Great Fires peered upon the corpse of their ancestor, normally in active sanctity, and saw in its shadow a twisted deity. See that? See that? I didn't know what this meant. I thought that this had to do with the horn scent. But the horn scent don't seem to have a connection to any outer god in that way. They believe in the crucible, the primordial crucible where all things began, right? That's their belief, and they're very strict on that belief, right? That is like everything in their area is referenced to that, with horns skewing everywhere. I completely forgot that inside of this DLC, there is a different faction that isn't really talked about in that way, where they are a faction, right? They're not really acknowledged like that. They're more so framed as just a random enemy that you see, right? Just a cannon fodder for you to attack so that the world doesn't feel empty. That's how they're framed. They're not really put in that way. However, this charm, this talisman, is actually in reference to them and how they came to be what they are while we fight them. I'm definitely not stalling because I was expecting the elevator to be up when I got here and it wasn't. So now I have to continue filling the noise so that it is all one through line plot. These guys use blood magic. They have blood weapons. They use blood magic. They use blood flame. The outer god that it is referencing is the Mother of Truth, the Formless Mother, the same god that Moog follows. And it is referencing those guys. Those guys seen the Formless Mother and started to worship her, and that's why they have access to blood magic. So that talisman is actually in reference to them. Separate to everything that we just talked about, but is in reference to them. The Eporia is something that I still don't quite understand how this exists in this world. It is very much a weapon that is referencing both Miquella and Melania, with it being both abundance and rot at the same time, where it is constantly decaying. It is constantly decaying when it is still, but then gains abundance when you're attacking. However, it says damage dealt to those who live in death will have no such effect. You can very clearly see that the Horned Scent clearly have something revolving death here, given the fact that they have a giant fucking pillar made of corpses, or that they have coffins, they have like coffin iconography in places where there is dead bodies. They clearly have some sort of worship surrounding death. So maybe the fact that it doesn't work on those who live in death is in reference to that. But it also states that those who live in death they exist during these events. That those who live in death aren't just something that spawned when Godwyn got killed. That isn't something that is new. Those who live in death have always existed. They've always been around, just not in the abundance that they are now. Everyone in this realm is alive, but because it is whisked away into Oblivion, where, not the video game, not Oblivion Remaster Remake, this is where the dead are now being sent, in a way. If Marika or the Greater Will or whatever sees you as unsavory, where you are not good enough to be reborn in the lands between, you are instead being sent here. Which is why there are misbegotten, which are a form of omen, but not really, which is why they're like all of these things, like it's so... All it took was fucking bracelets! All I did was look at bracelets! All I said was a bracelet! I was like, that's not Miquella! Like, I'm... Now, there is 4 bosses that we missed while playing the DLC. 2 of which we've seen. 2 of which we've encountered. But didn't fight at the time. I would like to fight those before we move on. I would like to do those before we move on. So that I can feel complete, right? It can wait until after Radahn. I would rather it not. So we have 4 bosses that we need to fight. One of which might give more context to who the Horned Scent is. I'm not sure. But other than that, there are also 2 that we've seen but didn't do at the time. There's also one more thing in relation to everything that I talked. One really, really important thing, like uber important to what I was just saying about Miquella and Marika and Radahn, and how Marika used Radahn and so on and so forth. I can't tell you right now. There was an opportunity for me to tell you, but it wasn't written out in a way that was clear enough where I felt confident that it wouldn't be addressed in a way that would be direct. I know it. I've known it the entire time we've been playing this DLC. I've been saving it. I cannot tell you until we defeat Radahn. When we defeat Radahn right here, then I can tell you this thing that I've been holding back. But I cannot tell you yet. So we're going to fight these 4 bosses that I missed, and then we're going to beat up Radahn, okay? That's not 100% confirmed, Keon, that is like a resurrection thing. However, if we go down to the Scorched Ruins, and you can see this throughout the entire fucking DLC, but like this is an area that is specific. Look at all these graves. Like look at all these graves that are around, these ghostly graves. This area clearly has a lot to do with death. The shadow of the Erdtree, the Shadow Realm, clearly has a lot to do with death. There's also all these death birds around that are chilling. Like there's this deal is like clearly this realm has a lot to do with death. So I believe that this is where anybody that is unsightly from Marika's point of view, when they die, they get sent here instead of being resurrected in the way that they would be. But that's not confirmed. I digress. We didn't explore past where that bird was because I was so hyper-focused on getting the runes, but over here there's a cave. Where you get the hair you were showing us. Yeah. You talking about Shaman's Village? Yeah, I've been to Shaman's Village. Yeah, it's right here. There's also a boss right here that we didn't do. That's the secret place, right? I mean, yeah, I'd say that was the biggest reveal of the DLC, I feel. What's up, dude? Here's a prediction for the boss inside of this cave. Nice, dude. I don't know what my high score is. I've beaten the game locked. I've beaten the game 3 times. Oh, hey. I think I look different. I'm gonna use one of these. Way to be over leveled. Yeah, I think I was meant to be here quite a bit earlier, but it is what it is. Also, I said I said in the Discord, but I don't think there's a lot of people in that thread. So that's a prisoner melded with a shaman. The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1 is very, very good. Very, very good. I think I might disagree with some of the choices they're making for now, but I could change that later. I'm not going to say specifics, by the way. Made me cry. Now, at a point where I wasn't expecting to. It made me cry at a point that I really wasn't expecting to. That's so good. I'm equipping that. That is going on my equipment reel immediately. That is here. I'm using that all the time. Where the hell is it? I need it. Give me? There it is. Oh, I do have one right here.
You're beautiful.
Me to chat. Please, I can't stand the sound. I need no salvation. Please stop. Desist your wretched lamentation. Drew, every time I show up to stream, you're prettier when you smile. Every time I'm a little fucking shit stain. Every time. So I wonder if this is going to open that door. Because I didn't find a key, I don't think. Chat, what does lamentation mean? Because the only thing I could think of is laminating. Oh, there we go. Let's go use this. The passionate expression of grief or sorrow. Weeping. Oh, okay. Lament. Let me take a drink. I didn't know that was something they could do. Brain. I also, chilling perfume bottle. Oh, I should read this item as well. Twisted clay sculpted in the shape of a human head. Is it? Emits a blissful lamentation. The voice resounds, seeping into the brain, weeping, 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 ever weeping. Perfume bottle remade into a weapon by the perfumers of the realm of shadow. Attacks released perfume powder in producing an icy chill. From time to time, perfumers set out on journeys to pursue new aromatics and flower gardens. Okay. Someone had to point me towards it because I didn't find the thing that unlocks it. Because you need a gesture, and I didn't have that gesture. Because I walked right by it. So it, like, without retreading my steps throughout the entire game, it was impossible for me to do. I had to be guided. I had it spoiled for me? Yeah, I had to ask. Because, without retracing my steps throughout the entire video game, there was no shot that I could have done it. Yeah. Sorry you got spoiled. If I had the gesture, I was on the right track of figuring it out when I did it. If I had the gesture, I would have figured it out. Because I think it was the first or second thing that I did was go through my gesture menu. So if I had it at that time, I would have figured it out. But I didn't. But you didn't. Dang. I didn't know the gesture, but then the internet happened. Yeah, because I remember there being a statue that you have to gesture at before in the main game, so that's what brought me... Okay, I have that already. That's what brought me to the conclusion that I needed a gesture. Make sure y'all predict, by the way. There is a boss at the end of this. Oh, I was not expecting that. Locked. Okay, well... It might be the first fucking wall like that I found, like, completely naturally like that. Every other time it's been, like, kind of painted out for me, you know? I don't know. So I need some sort of key in order to get into 2 doors now? Wasn't worth it. I thought of doing a gesture in front of the statue because of the main game. We're the same. We're the same. Just such handsome, smart, intuitive individuals. And, like, such great entertainers, too. Like, so much in common. We should kiss. Do you know about the pots, the cracked pots? What about them? I know they can be used in crafting. I always thought they were one-time consumable, like you find them, craft them, that's it. They're a refillable resource. Like a talisman slot. Yeah. I kind of knew that. I think I also learned that recently. I think I learned that when I was doing, you know, the one single big tower guy that you have to throw the things into? Not the one that we found because of you. The other one that you have to throw ones in, where it's the boss that you have to do that. I think I learned that because of him. But I also learned that really recently. Because, like, you don't, like, unless you're, like, doing a weird consumable playthrough, you don't really use that. You don't use the item crafting menu, like, at all. Lamenting visage? A stone lantern carved to resemble a lamenting human head, the eyes vacantly beaming out light. Can be raised up when equipped in the left hand, illuminating more of the surrounding area. The unusual expression somehow imparts a sense of contentment. The languished ease of one who needs not sight. Swing the head while covering the eyes, unleashing a wail of lamentation, while temporarily making the user of this skill harder to see. To those who seek happiness, blindness is a bliss. It's so good. So good. I wish it was a lantern in the same way as the as this one. It's like a equipable lantern in that way. I wish we got more of those instead of strictly torches, you know? I could jump down. Fuck it. Have I been here before? Yep. Well, this is where I dropped. I dropped down to get here, so I'd have to go... Because there's one more door that I could have gotten through elsewhere. Hi. Me with my peanuts. Me with my shaman peanuts. Chat, define shaman. You can even see the faces of the shaman on the side. Like, you can see them. It's so fucked knowing the context of who those are and how they got there, you know? So this is a ladder down. This is also a ladder down. Pancake? 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 Oh, pancake. Okay. Let's go in this other one. Because that's the boss. What's down here? Oh. Looks breakable. Is this breakable? No. Hi. Okay. Planet X, it's the upgrade for 5 of a kind. Oh. That's cool. Planet X! Chad, if they released the CW Powerpuff Girls, would you have watched it? Innard meat. I would not have, but I don't know much about it. You don't want to know much. You'll think worse of it if you knew more. There's no way all of that was just for Innard. Was it live action? Yes. Oh, I would have ended up here if I fell from somewhere else. Oh, okay. This place down here was just a trick. They were trying to trick me. So being down here isn't a good thing. It's a trick. Okay. That makes sense. Hi. Played by adult females or children. I think they were teenagers, but still not children. You know, not the children that you mean. Ceremonial accoutrement worn by Horn Scent vastly raises focus. Focus governs resistance to sleep and madness. Horns are sublime artifacts to Horn Scent, and their presence confirms the belief that they are a chosen people. Only repeated sprouting of fresh horns can create a tangled horn, which is viewed as an irrefutable symbol of primacy. Okay. Primacy, huh? Yeah, it was like played by teens and like it was very tropey. And Mojo Jojo wasn't a monkey. It was a father and son. And I think the son died, and he blamed the Powerpuff Girls. I think that was like the thing with it. Or maybe it was the father that died. No, I think it was the father that died, and the son blamed the Powerpuff Girls for the death of their father. Tension, romance. Hi, Assassin. How you doing? I'm gonna kill this boss now, just because Assassin's here. So this is the Lamenter. That's him. Whoa. Kinda looks like a goat. Whoa. I bet it's the one doing spells. Oh, there's two of them doing spells. I found the right one and they started giggling and then disappeared? I have things surrounding me. I'm lamenting! I'm lamenting! The amount of lamenting killed me? I lamented so hard. That was so much lamentation. Do I have to look away to start that? Very, very Skull Kid. That guy took damage. Do I have to kill them all before they giggle? And if I find the right one, they don't giggle. So the giggling is what causes the skulls to appear around my head. And if I find the right one, they don't giggle, so I don't get the skulls. That one died immediately for some reason. Okay. 3 attempts. Lamenter's Mask. A stone mask twisted into an expression of rapturous grief, used while disrobed to transform into a Lamenter. The change cannot be undone except by death. Using this mask while already transformed causes the head to swell in size. This transformation tallies the state of a denizen in paradise. But the people of the tower didn't... What? This transformation tallies with the state of a denizen of paradise. But the people of the tower denied and hid it from the world. In their foolishness, they viewed true bliss with deep fear. What does it mean by tallies? So that's why it sounds like a laugh. Because it is. Huh. And then if I use it again, it does that. Interesting. Now I have to die to undo it. Repo is pretty fun. It's a pretty good game. I think I like it more than Lethal Company, but, you know, comparison is the death of joy or whatever. Why do you want to be the Lamenter, though? I don't understand the lore at all. Why do you want to be the Elden Lord? I love lamenting. I think the name Lamenter is simply because the denizens of the Hornsent people, view absolute joy as wrong or impossible or something. So rather than believe that the Lamentor, as he's called, was actually incredibly happy and incredibly filled with joy, instead of believing that, they choose to believe that he is instead weeping. Hey Devi, how you doing? I don't know. Okay, so now we've done that. Yeah, why do you want to be the very best like no one ever was? The other one that we didn't find while playing naturally was over in this area, but I think it's down. I don't think it's up there. I think it's down here. I think we need to go here. I don't recall. Dry Leaf Seal. Sacred seal of the spiritual seeker known as the Dry Leaf Sect, so like Dry Leaf Dane. Enhances incantations which conjure golden rings of light. Those who saw the decline of the Erdtree in the fallen leaves long ago braced themselves for the weakening of order and embraced a strict faith. And then, they made to serve a new god. Miquella. Okay. Careful, careful. Oh, so careful. I've never been here, so let's head back up a little. Look over here. This was not my goal of coming here. We are looking around all the same. Nice. Because I was here for a boss. Not an item, but I'll take a Erdtree fragment. I think I need, like, 1 or 2 more to even get a level out of it, though. I'm gonna throw up in your pants. Well, I'm wearing shorts right now, so it would basically just go right out the leg. It is a Mass Effect meme, not a, Rick and Morty one. They might reference it in Rick and Morty, but I don't know. I haven't seen Rick and Morty in many years. Ever since What's-His-Fuck got canceled. A little bit before that. Oh! Boots made of sturdy leather. Wound tightly around the arms as if it might prevent them from being broken. The golden necklace found under the breast, nice, belongs to a group of spiritual seekers known as the Dry Leaf Sect. This sect rejects dependence on others in all matters of faith, seeking self-discipline and self-sufficiency above all else. That makes sense. Wonder why they were teaming up with Letta then. Except for the floating skull. This is what I was actually here for. Here's another prediction. Katana. Whoa, katana strong. So this is Rakshasa. Katana. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You stream during the day shows what you know. Yeah, me too. Jesus Christ. Stop. Okay. Okay. Longsword users, I tell you. I tell you what. This fucking guy. Okay. Candles. And then all his stuff. A great katana with the tempering pattern of its blade forever stained red with blood. Weapon of Rakshasa, who cuts down and devours. Berserker's weapon used to endure enemy attacks and reply with one's full fury. When attacking, the wielder is less likely to stagger from counterattacks, but will also take increased damage. Weed Cutter. Performs scythe-like horizontal swings with the sword, cutting men down as if they were weeds. Additional inputs allow for a continuation of the attack for as long as stamina remains. Helm of Rakshasa. Soaked in the spurting blood of her victims. Tatters of ragged cloth jutting out haphazardly, as if her lust for carnage threatens to break free. Increased damage to foes, but greatly increases damage taken by the wearers. Cut down and devour. Only those who repeat the cycle without rest can truly subvert the self and become Rakshasa. Okay. I used the hell out of it. I love the look, little did I know, because I don't read item descriptions. Yeah, I was kind of saying that early on. I don't really like, and I might make a video about this, but I'm worried, like, of the beef it'll start, because I do enjoy VodiVidia's videos. I do enjoy Quailag's videos, and so on and so forth. Like, I do enjoy their stuff. So I don't really want to start beef with them because I do enjoy their content. I very much view I view their content, like the lore video content, as secondary, where it is after. I very much think that by ignoring the lore of this game, and like, play the way you want to play, but by ignoring the lore of this game, by ignoring the item descriptions and stuff like that, you're cutting such a large amount of the game out. You're like removing such a fun part of the game that is connecting the story as you go, that is connecting the dots. By not consuming that stuff and you're removing such a large section of the game that is so much fun. Of piecing it all together, figuring it out is so much fun. And by ignoring all of it and simply accepting, like, I'm gonna watch a lore video after, you're kind of taking away from the fun. You're removing potential fun that you could be having. And, like, if that's not something you find fun, if you don't like thrillers, if you don't like thriller movies, or you don't like games like I'm gonna go level up, actually. If you don't like games like Outer Wilds, or Tunic, or Chance of Sonar, stuff like that. If you don't like video games like that, the Metroidvanias, oh, I can do another. Then that's fine. Like, you play the way you want to play, exactly. Fun is subjective. Do your own thing. But, like, I think it is so much fun to be connecting the story of this game. And if you enjoy any of the games that I just said, or the type of movie that I just said, or book, because thriller is also a book genre, mystery thriller. If you enjoy any of those things, the lore part of this game you will have fun with. You will have fun with the lore part of this game. Oh, I guess I killed this already and forgot. Oh, alright, cool. Well, I can mark that off my list. So by ignoring all of that stuff, you're kind of removing that from the game, and that's potential fun that you could be having, and that's kind of a shame. But, like, hey, if you don't have fun with piecing together the story like that, then, like, that's fine. You do you. Play the way you want to play. But that's why, while I've been watching my friend CB play through Dark Souls, I've been pushing them to read item descriptions and stuff like that. Because I know they really enjoyed Outer Wilds, and, like, this game does have that element that Outer Wilds has. They share that of piecing together the story. I think I went to the wrong one. I think I need to be down here. Can't remember. I think the lore is super cool, but for me, the problem is that there are so many puzzle pieces for the average person, like trailer bracelets leading to shaman jar people. If the breadcrumbs were slightly more in line and I knew what piece with what, I'd be down. I think what you need, in my opinion, based on what you just said, is a breadcrumb to start with. I think you need the starting breadcrumb. And in my opinion, the starting breadcrumb is the trailer, is the description of the game. That's the starting breadcrumb for these games specifically. That is the starting breadcrumb. So I think, in my opinion, Keon, you should try something new. I think everyone should try this. Because I played Dark Souls the same way. When I played Dark Souls, I didn't consume the lore. I just watched a lore video and accepted that that's what people did. I didn't, like, consume media like this, or From Software media, really until this game, but kind of Bloodborne as well. I just didn't do it as much as I should in Bloodborne. But really with this game is when I started consuming media in this way, because that was after I played Outer Wilds, which taught me that this is something I enjoy. But going back to what I was saying, I think you should try something new with From Software game that you haven't played, or the next one, Duskbloods, or whatever the fuck. And try to piece together the lore yourself. Starting with the breadcrumb of the trailer. Build from there and try to figure out what's going on. Because, like, I fully did that with this game. Especially with this DLC. Because, like, when I played the main game, I missed the detail of Outer Gods. I didn't piece together that Outer Gods were a thing. And because of that, I never fully understood the main game of Elden Ring. until after. And then I started to piece together the existence of outer gods and what that meant for the world that I was experiencing. But this DLC, like, I feel as though I figured out what's going on in this DLC. And I could be corrected later when I do end up watching, like, all the Vadis and the Quelags and the Hawkeyes and all that stuff. Not Hawkeyes, I think it's Hawkshaw. I don't remember. There's another person. So I could be wrong and piece it together then. But I feel as though I figured out what's going on here. Ooh. I was not expecting that. I'm surprised that didn't hit me. Dang. Right. That water in this area for this fight fucking sucks. Not expecting that. Okay. Yeah, it's better. I just can't fight them. I can't fight this guy on the water like that. They'll just immediately kill me. They'll just, I guess. I don't know. surprised they haven't staggered at all. Still not in water. I'm still chill with it. That still hit me? I'm behind you. Okay. Let's see. I lost, but I know the tactic. Oh, 12. Yeah, that boss was kind of poopy doo-doo. Yeah, got good stuff. But that was kind of poopy doo-doo. That's kind of stinky smelly. Yeah. 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 Kind of dummy bad. Yoink. Yeah. Just an absolute damage sponge. Alright, we've now completed every single boss in the DLC. All of them. Hopefully. I hope I didn't forget any. I went through the list and I wrote them all down. But maybe I messed up. If so, then we can always come back to the DLC land while playing the main game. And do the ones that we missed. That's a possibility. We don't, you know. But we've now completed every single boss in the DLC except for Radahn. Elden Ring done. Even after we finish this DLC, there's more game. So no. But we've now done every single boss in the DLC except for Radahn. Is this even Miquella? I think it is. It doesn't have the bracelets. I think this is Miquella. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was seeing if this actually wasn't Miquella and this was Marika as well, but nah, it doesn't have the thing. Who else would it be? Well, in the trailer of the game, this isn't Miquella, this is Marika, opening the gate, and this is confirmed, because of the bracelets. For me, it was confirmed, but other people probably would have figured that out earlier. But it's confirmed that this is Marika. So I was thinking, like, oh, maybe this was Marika. Grown woman body versus child body? I mean, this is a pretty tall person. Like, this could have, like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I was thinking maybe. You based your discovery of it being Marika off of that pick with Torrent? No, I based the discovery of it being Marika based on this cutscene right here that is the trailer of the game, where she has these bracelets on, and if I go forward into the intro of the video game, you can see in this image of Marika, you can see she's wearing the same bracelets. But we only see her back in the trailer, so we wouldn't be able to see any boobas or anything, so it's like I was, you know. You wanted to check that Miquella doesn't wear the bracelets ever. Oh, Miquella doesn't wear the bracelets in any instance we see him in. So I was seeing if this picture of Torrent that they used for the promotional image of the game, right? Because this is the first image that they announced the DLC with. I was seeing if they were wearing the bracelets, which would have made this Marika. because they have the same hair. And also, this is an outfit similar to what we see Miquella in game. So, I was just making sure. I was just double checking because, like, me having my mind blown by the trailer of the video game that I never pieced together was Marika and not Miquella, made it so that I was like, maybe I was led astray via this image as well. So I was double checking. Anyways, shall we? Oh, hang on. What attempt were we on? I think it was 150? First run of the day. I haven't quite figured that one out. Ooh! Phase 2 off my first run of the day?
Lord brother. At long last you are returned. Tarnished one. Aspiring lord of the old order. If you have known sin, if you grieve for this world, then yield the path forward to us. To I, Miquella, and my promised consort, Radahn.
Well, that's a child. Oh! Well, that's officially the furthest I've gotten.
I promise you a 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
What? What? What just happened to me? What do I have? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? I just got a stagger attack on him? I didn't even know that was a possibility. Okay. I skipped. I don't know how to avoid that. Oh, that's new. What the... Okay! No idea what the tell is. If I can get to the second phase as consistently or more consistently than I am, then I will be able to learn it more rapidly, which will result in me being able to defeat the boss. The biggest stopper for me with, like, let's use Millennia as an example. A very big roadblock for me with Millennia was the fact that it took so long to get to phase 2, and I was so inconsistent about getting to phase 2, that by the time I got there, I got fucking wiped. If I can get to phase 2 more consistently, then I will be able to learn it rapidly, which can result in me finishing the boss. It's really a decider of how consistently can I get through phase 1. The fact that the fact that the phase 1 is only a third, if even, of his health bar makes it so that I can get there a lot faster, which will help me learn. But Quack is right. It is only a third of his health bar. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a phase 3 or even a phase 4. Oh, so it is just a runaway. Okay, well. It is just a runaway thing.
I promise you, 1,000
Well, I wanted to see what it looks like. Is he just like...
by compassion.
I think it's just forehead to forehead. I think we're just going forehead to forehead. What just happened to me? What is this causing? Other than pain? It's kind of just Radahn right now, though. Come over here. Come over here. Let's do check a look at this.
Or spice flame.
You hear that, right?
And so kindly Miquella would abandon everything.
This song is his boss theme. This is Miquella's theme.
His golden flesh, his blinding strength, even his fate.
This is the song that's playing at the boss fight.
We are not deterred. We choose to follow.
Huh. Laser Pierce. Okay.
I promise you.
How do I avoid that one?
Year voyage
Probably just
guided by
timing.
compassion.
Hey. Okay. Oh, I was so early. I don't agree on that. That's what you... Okay. That was new. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Your VOD watchers can watch a run from the beginning, see how I've advanced. Oops. Dang it. Yeah, maybe this wasn't the run to show VOD watchers, because I'm doing really bad. I'll give you another one. You can watch another one. Maybe I shouldn't let VOD watchers watch. Maybe y'all are my bad luck charm. Yeah. Whoa! I just got fucking pinballed. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion. promise.
What the actual fuck do I do about that?
Guided by compassion.
That was cool. This is less cool.
I promise.
Hey!
By compassion.
Got it. Okay, but I learned. I need okay. On the lift up attack in the first phase, I can dodge in whatever direction I want as long as I dodge. During that second phase, when he does it, I need to specifically dodge towards him. Oh, okay.
I promise. By compassion.
Did really fucking good though. Really fucking good though. Died brutally, but I did really fucking good though. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. Oh, okay. Okay, alright, cool. Well, that was a good run. Jesus Christ. I did it! Oh, there should be a longer delay after that. Come on, man! One more? This is it? I can feel it? One more. One more. This is the one. I got this. I got this. I fucking got this.
Bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game.
That sucks. I figured that one out. It's just one attack. Well. I gave him a good shot. I got a lot better. I did a lot better. I'm able to get to phase 2 pretty fucking consistently. Like, it legitimately was... it was like 1 in 3 shots that I didn't make it to phase 2. Like, I got there pretty consistently. And because of that, like I said earlier, I will learn phase 2 and I will get there. And I have been. I've learned multiple attacks. It's just getting all the way there. It's just figuring it all out. I will get there. It just didn't happen today.